Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I'm sure you guys seen the short, but if not, I'm going to teach you guys how to catch more crappie off a dock or by structure by rods, lures, and like techniques on how to catch them. And this also works for bluegill, but let's get into that. Alright guys, first we're going on lures now. For jig heads, these are the perfect size to me. The VMC Moon Eye jigs. 1 1/16 ounce, perfect for crappie to me, perfect size, and they come in a bunch of different colors. You don't just buy one pack of all colors. But now we're actually going to look at some of the trailers or soft plastics for that. Now there's a ton of colors. You could probably easily eliminate some like these. Those aren't going to be good, but you're going to want to look at your water. Now this water down here, well, it depends on your guys's, but this one's kind of a little bit murkier, so we're going to want to look for a darker lure or a brighter lure, like a white or pink. But for this one, I think I'm going to go with this right here. It's got dark and then bright. So we're going to put these back. And grab our little Mr. Twisters. Perfect little Mr. Twister. We'll be trying a bunch of different Mr. Twisters colors to see. Probably try like 3, not a bunch, but now I have this purple jig head. Shouldn't matter too much, but there's another thing you have to do to it, depending on certain situations. But you're just gonna rig it like this. I know where it comes out. Done this one a lot. Just past that green spot. Now, doesn't have to be too pretty, but so now one of the things that we're gonna do, see how our line tie is going straight off? We're gonna move that up like this. So that way our bait doesn't sit like this in the water, it sits more like this. So crappies can just, instead of coming like this, they can come like that. Now you probably catch a lot of bluegill doing this too, but, and then our third thing with our lure, if you're using braid, always tie a leader for crappie. It only makes sense. There's no need to have straight braid. Helps with a lot of stuff, but let's get into rods now. Okay guys, the rod I'm using, and the perfect rod to me for crappie is a medium fast. This is the G Loomis GLX 6.6 medium fast. Love this rod, pretty sweet. I actually snapped my old one somehow, and I got this one for warranty for a discount. I like this one a little bit better, and then I'm using Shimano Stella Reel 2500. You know, it might be a little big, but I also like to use it for walleye up at lakes up north. But a medium just has like the perfect bend for a crappie. It has enough backbone. It's fast and not a bad looking rod either. Says some other stuff on there. Lure size. You want to use 1/8 ounce to 3/8 ounce, 6 to 12 pound line. So, love this rod combo, but I'd recommend getting a medium for crappie. Has the best like action and backbone to it. In the reel, could use a 2000 size, 1500 maybe, but it works. So let's get to techniques. All right, so our first technique is just, we're on a dock, so you're gonna want to stand off the end of your dock or by any structure on your dock. Just flick it out there. There's a bad cast, but flick it out there. And just close your bail and let your line drift to you. Ooh, missed him. We'll try to get him. He's right there. Got him, that cat. Oh, it's a bluegill. Like I said, this works for bluegill too. There's a nice bluegill. Definitely not a crappie, but take it. Gotta get. There we go. Nice bluegill. It'd be a keeper if you're keeping them, but can I get him back? Hook. So there's our first technique. Now we're gonna do our second one. That didn't take very long. So the second one, you're gonna let it drift and bounce it. Oh, I had him. Got him. This one's a crappie. Oh, it's a nice one too. Oh, come here. Right here. Right there, nice crappie on the bounce. Hit it right when I was dropping down from the bounce. There's a nice crappie. And he'll go ahead and get him back. Now, that was technique number 2. Our next one, pretty simple. Oh, my thing's already torn up from those bluegill. But our next one, we're gonna do just a steady, slow retrieve. That one seems to always work. I have 3 left of these, but yeah, we'll test out a different color after this one. Yeah, I like these Mr. Twisters that go from black to this like chartreuse green, because it works for dark and clear water. It has that dark and clear spot. But make sure you're not right here, just facing, I guess, up. Not to the side like this, but up. Alright, now we're on our third technique. Just slowly reeling. This one works, but it's one of my, I don't really like to use it a whole lot. But on this technique, once you get closer to yourself, you just slowly drag it like this. That's really all it is. It's pretty simple. I don't really like to use this one a whole lot. Yeah, this one's not very good. It works, just some of the crappies like the paws and stuff. There's a fish. Oh, there's a crappie on it. He's off. Don't go in the water. He's flopping his way back over. Alright, there's a nice crappie on the slow and steady retrieve. We're gonna switch our Mr. Twister color now. Nice crappie. So now we're gonna grab a, so that was sort of a dark water and clear water, or murky water and clear water color. Now we're gonna just do clear and see what happens. Just a clear water color. Kind of like the chartreuse right here. Yeah, we'll do the chartreuse. We'll set them there. Alright. Take this off. Just leave it right there. Now, these are this one's called Miltreuse. The 2-inch teeny tail, these are. I think these are the best ones for crappie. I like to use 2-inch. But they're not too expensive. They're not too bad. I like them for, you even get the bigger size. They're good for pike and bass. Walleye too. I've caught walleye on these actually. But the other lake where I do a lot of my videos, haven't got a walleye on camera yet though. Just like that. There we go. Alright, now we're on our fourth technique. and it's reel, pause, and then a reel, pause. So this one works pretty good. Nothing there. Maybe had one nibble. This one, there's a fish. Oh, a nice crappie. No, it's a bass. I'll count it. Oh, there goes my rod. On the pause, so you gotta pause it. I think this looks like the bass I caught yesterday. He crushed it. Holy cow, this dude is. Nice little bass. Crushed the chartreuse. Oh, there we go. Didn't really even have it in him. But there's a nice little bass. A little different. He's a chunky little guy. But I'm sure he's been eating some minnows this morning. Nice little bass. Okay, go ahead, get him back. So now, another technique that we could do. Guys, so now not a technique, but now we're gonna change from a chartreuse to a different one. We didn't really give chartreuse that many tries, but we're just gonna leave it down here. We might switch back to it. Now we're gonna try dark water. We tried a mix of dark and clear. So now we've done clear, and now we're gonna do dark or murky. So I have these two. These are my dark ones right here. This one's called bluegill, and this one's just called black. I think I'm gonna go with the bluegill one. Looks cooler. I like these ones a lot. Seems to work good. Make sure our line is pulling straight. There. Right there, perfect rig. Now let's do a technique. So what one do we got to use still? We got the we have a bobber. I don't think I brought a bobber, but you could use this with a float. Just cast out there every 2 seconds, just pull it forward. Pretty easy. I don't think I have a bobber with me, but this one is just gonna be a mix of flicking out there and just letting the line sit, and then a mix of popping it up and a mix of slowly reeling. Kind of a lot, but let it pause and then. Ooh, there was a bite right here. First cast with it. Pause it. He didn't come back. You're gonna want to look for shaded spots. Got on that snag. So another good way to catch crappies is behind me. You guys can see I have a ton of lily pads. Find a little open gap. Just drop your lure down there and jig it like you're ice fishing. Usually, like about a week or two ago, a bunch of these crappies were all in the lily pads, and they were crushing any bait that would come. I didn't even have really a good color. Mr. Twister, I didn't bring all of mine. I got slow. Oh, I got a spider web somehow. What was that at? Right over there. Oh, dang it. Well, I need to catch one quick here. There's a lot of techniques to doing this, but there's a tiny little bass, but I guess it shows the technique works. My new PB. That might be my PB. Hold on, guys. Let's get the scale. Hold on, we're gonna need the scale. Alright. To show how big this bass is, we're zero it out. I'm gonna... This dude is a monster. Right through there. A 1.2. 1.200 pounder. It shows 5 on yours, but it's 1.2. That is a giant. I'm gonna need to get a safe release from this guy. Actually, I might taxiderm. Let's get him some water and I'll bring him back up. Oh, that is a giant bass, guys. Look at the size of him. Can't even see my face, but we're gonna get a good release on him. That was a giant bass. All right. Well, 1.2, 0.2, not even 1. Giant. That is huge. We're gonna do that same technique and see if we can catch a bigger one. Or at least a crappie or bluegill. There's something. Crappie on that same technique. Same neek. Where's the hook? Right here. Got a leech in there. Well, there's a nice crappie, guys, on that technique. Probably chunky. 8 inches. Go ahead and get him back. Off he goes. Gonna try another one. This will probably be our last technique. And this one, it's just kind of dangling it down inside the dock. Just jigging. Already had one. Just jig it like you're ice fishing off the side of the dock. Oh, he took my tail. Yeah. Took my twister. Took the tail off of it. I'll melt it later, make some new plastics. Didn't really show you guys how to rig these, so I'll show you guys it with this one. You're gonna wanna measure where it would go. So I'm coming out kind of by that. Kinda wanna look where that glitter is. Find a certain piece of glitter that you can remember for those that have glitter in theirs. And then, oh, it ripped back there, but then you're just gonna pull it through, get it past the barb. There, perfect. Let's see if we can't get this, whatever it was. Just gonna drop it down there. Jig it like we're ice fishing. Got it. Nice bluegill. Nice bluegill right there. Jeez. What even just happened? Well, he got back in the water, but somehow my line just was frayed. So we're gonna try a different jig head color. So let's do that. Alright, I got some moon eye jigs here. I think this one's just calling my name. There goes my purple one. I like that one. One day it would get rusty, so it don't really matter. It wasn't in the bluegill's mouth. It snapped the line somehow, and everything just went flying. This is kind of pretty frayed line. Got all the fish on it. That's one thing you gotta check. And for this, I tie the fisherman's knot. It's never failed for me. Just like that, not too many wraps. It is pretty frayed line. Finalize that. It's a-okay though, because my handy dandy dock pliers are here to cut that part off. Oh, I'm gonna need my scissors. Those things are horrible. Good thing I packed my scissors. Well, this bluegill's kind of causing stuff. I'm still gonna leave my leader on. There's gonna be about 2 inches left of it. Gonna do some twist. For my braid tomato knot, I do Alberto. I used to do, I don't know what it was, but it always ended up in a ball. That's how it was supposed to. What is going on with this mono? Alright guys. My mono keeps slipping. I don't think I've even ever had that mono before, but just know not to buy that no more. It was older mono line, but still. We're doing straight braid to see if it really matters. That's the one thing I hate doing though. Bass, I tie leaders. I like to use 8-pound mono for leaders for bass. I don't like to use anything heavier. 20, 15 and up. That is just too much. I'll say that. Too much. Because after about a year or a month of using it, it's just gonna get all curly and it gets all twisted up. And then everything, you have to go spend $15 more, which you could have just spent 15 instead of 30 now, and go get braid. 15-pound braid is all you need. Or 10. Either one works. But anyway, we're just gonna put this back on. Catch whatever fishy that was. Dirt on me. Now we're good. Shouldn't take very long. I already had them on. Just gonna do the jigging tactic. That was a crappie. So one thing with the crappies, didn't mention this. So if your line is sitting in the water like this, and then it goes like this, that means you probably have a crappie on, because they come up and they eat it up like this. And if you see your line goes slack, you probably have a crappie on. Very likely chance. Same with ice fishing. You ever see your line just go up, give it slack, or if you ever see a line go up and then slack, you have a crappie. Now they don't do that all the time, but they do it most of the time. Not all the time though. You still see your rod tip move a little bit. Ooh, I got one. Not anymore, but you'll still see your rod tip move a little bit. I'll make a video about it during ice fishing season when it's there. I can't get a hook on this fish, but yeah, I'll do how to catch crappie in the winter. How to catch, oh, there's a fish. Oh, this one's actually, oh, it's a slab of a bluegill. That'll be our last fish. Alright guys, well, that's going to be the end of the video right there. Hope you guys liked it. Ended off in this nice bluegill on the jigging technique. But Hope this video helped you catch more fish, more crappies and bluegill. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of our video. Hope you guys liked the video. Oh, those geese are all going crazy over there. But make sure you guys like this video, subscribe if you can. It really helps the channel. But stay tuned for more tips and videos like this. Well, see you guys next video.